Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, no lights today, just the evening daylight. But it doesn't matter. We have here an interesting statement made by Dmitry Medvedev, the former prime minister and former president of the Russian Federation. He says that he knows why Kiev / the West wants Donbass. Why do you think the West might want Donbass? Well, it seems like there are some big natural resources in the ground of Donbass, which I'm going to share with you in this video. I have an article from Russia Today where we have the statements of Medvedev, Dmitry Medvedev, who a lot of people thought that he is the most liberal or West-oriented of the whole Putin class. They either were wrong or Medvedev plays a game here and he doesn't want to blow his cover. So let's start with this article coming from Russia Today, and it is from today, August 30th, 2024. Medvedev believes he knows why Kiev wants Donbass. Ukraine and its sponsors only see Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republics as a source of money, the former Russian president has said. Well, I will go further. I just want to get you to a map. So I'm going to show you where this Lugansk and Donetsk republics are located. So this is whatever is left of Ukraine. This is where the front line is. So we have here Lugansk, got Donetsk, so this area they're talking about right here. They being Mr. Medvedev. Ukraine is fighting for Donbass because of the region's vast natural resources, which Kiev and its foreign backers want to exploit, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev said on Friday. The Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republics, which officially joined Russia together with Kherson and Zaporozhye regions in the fall of 2022, are completely alien to Ukraine in terms of culture, Medvedev wrote on Telegram. The reason why the Kiev authorities are trying to get them back so desperately, he explained, is trivial. Money is needed. The criminal clique, quote unquote, of Ukrainian leader Vladimir, Ukrainian leader, he must know, Vladimir Zelensky, which, and I'm quoting, has stolen so heavily, end quote, has led the country's economy to disaster, end quote, while Kiev's backers in the US and the EU have also spent a lot on aiding Ukraine during conflict, which irritates their populations. Medvedev, who serves as deputy chair of the Russian Security Council, also pointed out. The West needs a, quote-unquote, payback for Ukraine, he said, adding that it has nothing to do with Zelensky's personality. And I'm quoting Medvedev, this kid will be gone soon, but the debt will remain, and it must be paid off with interest, end quote, the former president noted. I totally agree with that. Medvedev reminded readers that according to open source data, the natural resources located in Donbass are estimated to be worth 7.3 trillion. Right, so that's 3 times 999 million. I'm sorry, 7 times 7.3. So 7.3 times 900, 7 times 999 billion dollars. What am I talking about? Billion dollars. That's 7 trillions. Remember, 1,000 billions makes a trillion. The area is rich in coal, metals, rare earth elements, and other valuable materials, including lithium, he added. And I'm quoting, to get access to the covered minerals, the Western parasites shamelessly demanded that their wards in Kiev wage war to the last Ukrainian. End quote, he wrote. Western politicians are directly voicing their plans, the official said, referring to a statement made by South Carolina's Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. In June, the Republican lawmaker called Ukraine a gold mine due to its vast reserve of critical minerals, end quote. Graham argued that Washington should keep helping Kiev in the conflict with Moscow to make sure those, and I'm quoting, assets could be used by Ukraine and the West, not given to Putin and China. With the Russian military making steady gains in Donbass since the start of the year and now approaching the strategic town of Pokrovsk, and I'm quoting, the fact remains that the economic basis of Ukrainian statehood has been undermined, end quote, Medvedev wrote. The resource base that had been, and I'm quoting, illegally obtained by Kiev after the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, and I'm quoting, has returned to its native country, end quote, which is Russia, he said. As for Ukraine, the Western aid it gets will soon dry up, and all that awaits the country is, and I'm quoting, a rapid decomposition and imminent disintegration, the former president concluded. If some guys in the West who are helping Ukraine, let's use euphemisms, against the Russians, do not succeed in somehow getting rid of about 300 people, I would say, minimum 300 people, in a time span of about 20 minutes, so it has to be in 1 second, Russia will not change its course, which will probably win since it can't lose. You know, Russia can't lose. Why? It has nuclear weapons. So as long as Putin, Medvedev, Lavrov, the military stays intact and supports the government, the Russian government, the West will not win. Might not lose, will lose probably Ukraine, but not lose overall. Nice try. It was very revealing, one little statement that Victoria Nuland, the Undersecretary of State of the United States of America, yes, that Victoria Nuland, when in a conference, she was in a virtual conference, she was just participating, via the projector and so on, so she spoke on whatever electronic means she had. She was telling the Ukrainians, and I'm going to paraphrase to a 95%, guys, we will not do this again. We can't do this again, which is fight Russia. Because if they do not succeed this time, there's not going to be the next time. Well, memories don't extinguish so fast unless you really have the media in your hands. And in order to have the media in your hands, you have to infiltrate it or to buy it. And the Russians, the European Russians, are not stupid, and they will not allow that. The issue is, if you look in, let's say, 10 years, Putin is not going to be around forever. Who is going to be the next one? Lavrov is 70 or something, 71. Other, I would say, ideologues, people that understand what's going on around the world and who is who and what is what. Zakharova is going to be around. Zakharova is a spokesperson, is a ministry, right? A foreign ministry. Medvedev is younger, 60-some, if I remember correctly, 62, 64. There are some other ones in the security forces. Shoigu is going to be gone, he's old. So where is the second echelon? What is the next generation? That should keep the Russians safe against outside invading hordes. Invading economically, militarily, and so on. Culturally, especially. We'll find out. I don't know if we really have a second echelon ready to take over when the old guard retires or dies. I don't think they will retire. I think they will just pass away. So nevertheless, I think that is true. These guys not only want Donbass, they want Russia. Yes, Donbass in the short term or as a small gain. The main goal is this, not only Russia, but to get this, the living space. You need Russia. Once you get Russia, you hope that the other countries will fall into line, which is China. China is going to be next. And then definitely India. And then everybody else will get the message. So maybe if Russia collapses and they succeed in, scavenging off of Russia and its resources, that is human resources and, energy resources, and not only, then they will go towards China. If China will not intervene and stop Russia from collapsing somehow, because they know they will be alone against the hyenas. Thank you very much. And Scar, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.